Well, welcome to our Ministry Bite. This is our bite-sized boost for our growth personally and together. So today I've got Pastor Hai Ying here with us. You would have seen her at conference, at the church conference. Pastor Hai Ying is together with Pastor Dennis. They, lead Hope Kuching, our church in Kuching, but also in HIM, Hope International Ministries. Pastor Hai Ying is basically the boss of everyone. She basically leads the staff team in all the management aspects, the governance aspects for HIM. So one of the reasons why I asked Pastor Hai Ying to join us today was because at the global conferences, so when I go to the global conferences, Pastor Hai Ying is overseeing the team that pulls off these conferences. And I remember every time I go, and especially the last one at Kuching, 2 years ago, kind of, yeah. I'm so impressed, I'm just like socks knocked off my feet at how excellent the team is and how excellent the service and what you guys put out to serve us as we came. And at the same time, there was such a personal touch in it. They were so blessed personally, and the people, the team, the leaders, everyone just made us feel special. Right, wow. Yeah. And so I thought to ask you, Pastor Hai Ying, maybe the first question is really what drives your level of excellence, in all that you do? There seems to be a real level of excellence, and I see it in the teams under your care as well.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Pastor Hai Ying. I think we always talk about us being inspired by the Spirit of excellence in God Himself, Jesus Himself. Mm-hmm. The Lord Himself is a spirit, has such a spirit of excellence. Like if you read from the book of Genesis, you'll notice that from the very beginning in chapter 1, how God created the heaven and earth, and everything is so precise and is so well connected together. Now that the first inspiration, of course, has to be God. And the other thing that really inspired me, or the other group of people that inspired me, are actually the people that work with me. They too have such a spirit of excellence. Can you imagine yourself if you are a volunteer in let's say, just take something very simple. You're in charge of the facilities. Every week when people come to your church, they go to your toilet, they say, you have the best public toilet in the whole of Brisbane, for example.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be inspired by it?
Yeah.
I would be, and I see that spirit of excellence in my team as well.
Yeah.
In everything that they do, like the GLC, I must give credit to the whole team, all the people that work with us.
Yeah.
They have such a spirit of excellence, and they put their best into every little things that they do.
Yeah.
Like for example, the one who buys gifts started thinking about the gifts a year before the whole event. How they want to present the gift, what they want to do with those gifts. So those kind of spirit rubs off.
Yes.
When one person is excellent, another person see that, they get inspired, they do better in their department. And that's how I see that kind
excellence.
of
Yeah. Actually, I love that. I think that's what I'm getting from what you're sharing, is that the spirit of excellence is actually rubbed off on one another. It's not just one person, right? But when we see another team member being excellent, it rubs off on us. And likewise, our excellence would probably be inspiring somebody else without us even realizing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the things as we serve, right? I think for many of our roles, it's like if we do a great job, usually nobody notices because everything's running well, everything looks good, everything's, clockwork. But when we make a mistake or, mess up in some way, all of a sudden everybody notices, right? But is there anything you could say to encourage, those who may be feeling like they're doing a great job, like they're doing their best, putting their best foot forward, but there's no acknowledgement or nobody actually sees that excellence, right?
That is a very good question. Even for myself, there's a lot of things that I do that I think that people don't notice. And the way I look at it is, not just look at it, but many times God actually rewarded me through other methods, not necessarily through someone else saying something good about what I do, but I've get that sense of satisfaction. God may speak to me through other methods. You know.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I was talking to a friend from another church, telling them, you need to maybe improve in the area of governance. So what happened is that I invited them to our church. We helped them to work on a few things in terms of governance in their church. So a few years later, I totally forgot about it until like last year. So it was like 4 or 5 years later. Suddenly that person come back and told us, you know what you did 4 or 5 years ago? We brought our team here. Now it has helped our church to grow.
Wow.
And whatever that you have taught us, we now compound into material. We are teaching other churches.
Wow.
I'm like,
okay.
that part about teaching other churches really encouraged me, because I didn't think that what I did was of anything. Nobody else probably realized much of what I did, but the result was God used it to bless others and multiplied in other groups and other churches, and that really encouraged me.
And maybe I could just encourage us that, hey, if we're doing a really good job and no one notices us, maybe you can give yourself a pat on the back and just revel in the fact that you're doing a great job for Jesus, and He sees it. He really does, and it's like to really take joy in it. Like, if nobody notices us, and if that is a sign that we're doing a good job, like things are not going wrong, I think we can just enjoy what is being given to Christ, and that He is receiving this, and this is a good job. Like, give yourself a pat on the back sometimes. Maybe we'll just, final encouragement maybe. So we've got this ethos, we value and we're championing in our church, which we say Jesus over everything. What could this look like when we serve? Maybe a final encouragement to everyone.
For me, it means like in whatever I do it for the Lord and for His glory. So even if in a situation when I'm at a time when I'm caught in a situation that I don't know what to do, the first question I ask is, what would Jesus do, and what does the Lord want me to learn from this situation? So for me, it's always referring back to God.
To Him.
Everything is centered upon the Lord. Even in the service, when I mentioned about asking people when they come to church, ask them how they are. For me, that would be something that Jesus would want us to do as well. Care for His people, be there for His people.
So turn it all back to Him.
Yes.
Talk to Him.
All the glory is also back to the Lord.
Amen.
And we take no glory. We thank God for good health. We thank God for the opportunity to serve Him. That's all.
Amen.
So just
okay.
A vessel for the Lord.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Hai Ying. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for depositing your gems here.
Thank you, Peter.